What is engineering and what does engineers do? Engineering is the creative application of science, mathematical methods, and practical evidence to the innovation, design, construction, and maintenance of structures, machines, materials, devices, systems, processes, and organizations to solve problems. Engineers figure out how things work and find practical uses for scientific discoveries. Engineers use knowledge and creativity to identify and solve society's problems using systematic approaches. With strong understanding of math, science, and other disciplines, they develop plans and directions for how things should be constructed. Engineers design, evaluate, develop, test, modify, install, inspect, and maintain a wide variety of products and systems. Today's engineers use the most advanced technologies, alongside established scientific principles, to apply cutting-edge solutions and innovation to real-world challenges. Following other major engineering field of studies are available like aeronautical, aerospace, biotechnology, Bachelor of Architecture, chemical, civil, computer science, electrical, electronics and communication, food technology, information technology, mechanical. We will check out the meaning and scope of each discipline at our next slides except biotechnology, computer science and IT, as we have separate videos available for the same. Please check out for the same in the description box. Aeronautical engineering. Aeronautical engineering is the specialized branch of engineering that deals with design, construction, maintenance of various aircrafts and their components. This field requires a lot of theoretical as well as practical knowledge. Aeronautical engineers deal with technology and development in aviation, defense and exploration systems. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are aeronautical engineer and aeronautical engineer design aircrafts, propulsion systems, and also study the aerodynamic performance of the construction materials and the aircraft. Flight engineer. A flight engineer is responsible for smooth and successful takeoff and landing of an aircraft. Aeronautic electronic engineer. An aeronautic electronic engineer is responsible for handling and maintenance of the electronic equipment that are used for radar, radio communication and navigation. Aerospace engineering. Aerospace engineering focuses on the design, manufacture and testing of all parts and components of spacecrafts, missiles, aircraft and weapon systems. Aerospace engineers improve flight safety and fuel efficiency, develop control systems, analyze new materials and use advanced technologies to meet customer needs and reduce the environmental impact of air commute. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are aerospace engineer. An aerospace engineer primarily design aircraft, spacecraft, satellites, and missiles. In addition, they create and test prototypes to make sure that they function according to design. Astronomical engineer. An astronomical engineer works specifically on spacecraft and related technologies. Mechanical design engineer. Mechanical design engineers create, develop and test products such as machines, tools and sensors. They solve problems by applying the principles of physics, chemistry and mechanics to the real world. Bachelor of Architecture. Bachelor of Architecture combines theory and practice and equips students to gain knowledge in the planning, designing and construction of different kinds of physical structures. The curriculum also includes theory, site visits and studio work. Research and practical training are also imparted. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are interior designers. They design the interiors of buildings comprising commercial and residential and various other structures. They look into the aesthetics and safety of the built structures. Urban and regional planners. They are responsible for renewing and giving a boost to the physical and existing facilities in towns, cities, metropolitan areas and countries. They plan and execute programs beneficial for communities. Landscape architects. They are responsible for designing the outdoor areas of businesses, individual and private homes, societies, college campuses and parks for recreational facilities. Chemical engineering. Chemical engineering is a certain type of engineering which deals with the study of operation and design of chemical plants as well as methods of improving production. Chemical engineers use physics, chemistry, biology and engineering principles for the design of equipment, systems and processing chemicals for a variety of products. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are nuclear engineer. A nuclear engineer research and develop the processes, instruments, and systems used to derive benefits from nuclear energy and radiation. Analytical chemist. An analytical chemist is a scientist who studies and tests the chemical compositions and behavior of varied substances. Chemical engineer. A chemical engineer is responsible for designing, developing and improving chemical processes. Civil engineering. Civil engineers are involved in the design, construction, maintenance and inspection of large civil infrastructure projects, including roads, railways, bridges, tunnels and dams. Working on both public and private projects, civil engineers also traditionally work in sub-disciplines such as environmental engineering, structural engineering or surveying. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are highway engineers. Highway engineers are civil engineers who plan and help build thousands of miles of roads built across the country every year. Construction engineer. A construction engineer is a type of civil engineer who plans, directs, and supervises large construction projects. Transportation engineers. A transportation engineer develop plans for surface transportation projects, prepare designs, specifications, or estimates for transportation facilities. Electrical engineering. Electrical engineering is the branch of engineering that deals with the technology of electricity. Electrical engineers work on the design, testing, manufacture, construction, control, monitoring and inspection of electrical and electronic devices, components, machines and systems. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are electrical engineer. An electrical engineer is generally focused on designing, developing large-scale electrical systems, tests equipment and solves problems. Instrumentation engineer. An instrumentation engineer works for industries in designing, developing, installing, managing equipment that is used to monitor and control machinery. Electrical design engineer. An electrical design engineer develops new electrical systems for various applications. Electronics and communication engineering. Electronics and communications engineering involves researching, designing, developing, and testing electronic equipment used in various systems. Electronics and communications engineers also conceptualize and oversee the manufacturing of communications and broadcast systems. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are electronics engineer. An electronics engineer is responsible for creating, designing and producing everyday devices. They design and manage equipment used to control and monitor processors, systems, and machinery in diverse areas. Service engineer. Service engineers are usually responsible for the after-sales technical support, continuance and correction of sold products. Communications engineer. A communications engineer design and modify electrical communications systems by managing and monitoring the performance of the design and planning team. Food technology. Food technology is a science which deals with the techniques and principles involved in processing and preserving the food substances. The application of food science helps in manufacturing safe and nutritious food products. Food technology deals with the various chemical processes that food products undergo to make them consumable and ready to market. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are food technologist. A food technologist determines the safety and hygiene of food products as well as generates new product ideas. Quality manager. The job of a quality manager is to ensure that the product of their organization meets all requirements of quality and fulfills customer satisfaction, its purpose and legal compliance. Process development scientist. A process development scientist control and supervise various stages and processes involved in the final output of the food products. Mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineers are involved in the design, manufacture, inspection and maintenance of machinery, equipment and components. This type of engineering is also associated with the management of control systems and instruments for measuring the performance and status of machinery. Major career options available after completing studies in this field are Automotive engineer. The main duties of an automotive engineer are to develop, design, fabricate and test vehicles right from the concept to the production stage. Mechanical engineer. A mechanical engineer focuses on the designing, testing and manufacturing of mechanical systems. They are in charge of innovation and improvements of equipments for better and efficient performance. Maintenance engineer. A maintenance engineer is responsible for creating preventive and maintenance procedures of the equipment and machinery. They examine breakdowns, analyze the faults, and supervise timely and critical repairs of the equipment. One of the prominent university that is offering this program is Amity University. Amity University have almost completed 3 decades in imparting quality education in 300+ courses in 60+ disciplines. This university is having 11 campuses in India and also 13 campuses in abroad. It has also tie up with various leading global universities for research and education. NIAC have given a plus grade to Amity University. To know more about this university and to apply, please visit www.aiccareerguidance.tk and register. You can also get coupon codes through registration in this portal, which will reduce your application cost.